I'm going to show you how to set out your posts to install a picket fence. The posts are the most crucial part of your fence. You really need to spend the time and make sure you get them plumb and level because they're the foundation for a good looking fence. You'll need quite a bit of equipment as well. Some things that you'll need, we'll need some concrete to go in the holes, some timber as well as your posts, spirit level, string line, pencil, hammer, cordless drill and some screws, tape measure and some safety equipment. You're also going to need a wheelbarrow and a concrete mixer to move your dirt that you might dig out of the holes and to mix your concrete in. You'll also need to check with council. You may need a permit before putting up a fence, and always check with your neighbours to make sure you agree on what's going to be put in. So the first thing we're going to do is fix a screw into the post at the corner and run a string line back to the house. This will give us the straight line that we can work all our posts and everything off. So I'm just marking down here so I know where my fence is going to finish. This is purely just so I can get the string line in place and get it attached. I'll mark back 20 mils from this. That's the thickness of my picket. So this will be where my posts will actually line up to. The easiest way to fix off a string line is to twist it onto itself a couple of times, then put it over the screw and then do another half twist back over the top. That locks it in place. So now that we've got our string line set out, I need to mark where my posts are going to go. Putting your posts in will depend on the materials you're using, the timbers you're using, and also the visual effect that you want. I'm just going to mark this out in 3 equal spaces for my posts. We're using cypress pine posts. These are great for going in the ground as the ants and things don't like eating them and they don't rot. So I'll just mark out where the post centres are going to go. So now that I've marked out for the centres of the holes for the posts, I'm going to mark where the string line goes and we can start digging. Now we can pull the string line out and now Luke's going to give me a hand to dig these holes. The depths of the holes that you dig will be dependent on what is decided through your council permit or your planning permit. So just keep that in mind when you're putting your fence in. Something else to bear in mind before you start digging for posts is to check that there's no cables for telephones, gas or water. So what we'll do now is put our string line back in place, put the posts in the holes, brace them up, and then we'll put some concrete in to hold them. It's crucial that you get your posts in the ground plumb and straight. That's why we're using all this bracing to keep the posts in the exact position. This is the support for your substructure and your pickets. This is what's going to make it look good for a good looking fence. So now that we've got our posts in place and nicely plumbed up, we're going to mix the concrete for the holes. So we're going to use a ready mixed concrete. All you need to do is add water. Don't make it too wet or too dry, just follow those instructions. So when you're using concrete mix, make sure you wear your mask and your gloves and your glasses. The concrete dust in the bag is quite abrasive and can cause some eye irritations and skin irritation. When you've mixed your concrete, put it in the hole. You need roughly enough to fill the hole just under ground level. The reason we push the shovel into the hole like this is to make sure that any air bubbles in the bottom come to the top and to make sure that we get the concrete right around the post. And now that this concrete's in, we'll leave it for at least 24 hours before we come back and continue with our fence.